Hello, welcome to Be Original Wet on Wet Oil Painting with your host. I'm Jason A. Faulkner, and I'm here to show you how to do wet on wet oil painting. Now, what I've got here is a completely dry canvas. I did learn from Bob Ross. I will make references to him every now and then, but I don't do it his way. I don't put anything on this canvas. This is a completely dry, black, dry canvas right now. And I will just start by putting my base color that I want with the oil paint, and I'll put a little bit more effort and work into it, and we're going to get a very beautiful painting here. Now, I'm not telling you how to paint. I'm not telling you how to paint at all. I'm showing you how I do it. Now, I learned a lot of useful techniques from wet on wet oil painting with Bob Ross and his son and a few others along the way, and I just got to say, my paintings take longer than 18 minutes and 20 minutes and 30 minutes and an hour. Sometimes I can spend a couple days on it. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of background since this is episode 1 here. I used to be a professional chef at most of my life. I got rheumatoid arthritis really bad, as you'll see in my hands as we get onto the painting here a little bit, as we move along here a little bit. What I'm doing now is I'm just putting paints on the palette. Now, I am not telling you what colors to use. I'll tell you what I'm using here. I got some alizarin crimson there, and I got some Prussian blue here. And we're going to use a couple different varied shades here on the reddish. And I got some scarlet here I'm going to put on here. And you do what you want, do what you feel. Put the paints that you want on there. Now, I am doing landscape because that's what always calls to me is nature. I always feel at home, especially when there's water, seawater, waterfalls, mountains, anything of nature. I don't know what I'm going to do. I get a picture in my mind and in my third eye, and then I just try to follow it. But most of the time, these paintings will take on a life of their own, as you'll see. And I want to promote all art here. I want to promote all genres of artists welcome here, you know. I don't like to use the term artist, but it's the term everyone likes to use. I paint. Some people sculpt. Some people write. Some people write songs. Some people sing. And you're welcome here. You're a human being. We're all human beings. We all need to embrace that fact that we're all on this earth. We're all on a journey here on this earth, and it's a journey of discovery for all humans, and that we should start treating all humans with a lot more respect and dignity, and that's what I got to say on that. So we're going to move along. You'll hear me a lot of times refer to pod person, okay, like I am not a pod person, blah, 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 I am not a pod person, and you're not a pod person. If you don't know what I mean, go check out Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Some of you younger people might be scratching your head right now thinking, what is that? I don't know what he's talking about. As you're mimicking your favorite voice, or you're watching that same old tired routine from the manufactured bubblegum pop artists of the day. And now, one of the things to wet and wet oil painting is you want nice, firm, thick paint to begin with, so they stick really well. And then a thick paint, a thinner paint will hold to a thicker paint. And then to thin down a paint, you know, just add paint thinner. But I use liquid white in a different manner than Mr. Ross. A lot of times I use liquid white as just a paint, wet paint, just to add the white to my paintings. So, I'm unscripted. I don't believe in writing a script. So, since we're on black, we're going to start with a dark color and dark colors. So what I want to do here is I want to make up a purple. And my daughter sent me these gave me these canvases for Father's Day, these black ones, these 16 by 20. I believe she got it at Michael's Art Supply. Bless her soul, her name is Cassandra Johnson. Just giving a shout out to her and thanking her for the canvases. Without her, I would be painting a black canvas and then letting it dry with the gesso, etc. Blah blah blah. Now I sound like Bob Ross. And she gave me this new nifty spat knife. I've never used it, but I'm eager to try. I'm really handy with the knife. and I suggest you'll become handy with the knife if you're painting. And like I say, all artists should, tune in. You're a cartoonist, that's great. If you're writing poetry, that's great. If you're writing the great American novel, just tune in. Let's support one another. And if you have a YouTube channel, drop me a line too, and I will come and watch your channel and support you. You support me, and that's what it's all about, supporting one another, helping one another get off the ground, helping all of us recognize our dreams as to what we want to be and to what we can achieve while we're on this plane. Life is really short. I got a birthday coming up real soon. I'll be 50 years old. I didn't know I wanted to paint. I didn't know I even could paint. And okay, I used that knife that my daughter sent me. It gave me, and I don't think I really like it too well. So, but now we're going to see the true color of what you have here, purple. So I'm trying to get a purple here. So, oh, that's nice. I like that. So, I'm going to kind of show you the shade that we're looking at. See, I'm looking right here, just kind of purple blue right here. That's the color. It looks kind of bluish there, but it's really a beautiful purple. It show up nicely. But the more white you add to it, that's the true value of what you're seeing. It's like a lavender. It's going to go on our night sky back here. So we're going to take this 2-inch brush I used in a previous painting with a dark blue. It's all dried. It's been cleaned out with paint thinner. And I'm just going to, it stains the bristles, but I'm just going to get in here and I'm going to pull as much paint into the bristles of this color as I can. Now we might only put 2-3 strips in here, stripes, maybe a little more. We're going to get this going real nice here. If I wanted to thin this out and make this like a liquid lavender type base coat, you certainly could do that with odorless paint thinner. Just mix a little odorless paint thinner with it, get it thin. Don't get it too thin. You just want to thin it down enough. So, we're going to paint this. Now, you may not be able to see this at home because it is dark, it is opaque, and so I'll do the best I can here to just kind of start wherever I put the paint in. And remember, this is our base coat, so this is going to serve like your liquid white on the top part. And imagine your paintings in 3 sections. That's what I do. I just think, oh, okay, I'm in 3 sections here. So section 1 is this dark color. I looked out on many oceans in the evening. I was stationed in Virginia for a while. Virginia Beach was a very beautiful evening night, sitting out there listening to the waves gently crash against the sand. When I was there, stationed at Fort Lee. Shout out to the Fort Lee people out there. And the time in the reserve. And came back home, and then I was a chef, and then I'm now on disability with the rheumatoid. Never knew I wanted to paint. About in my 40s, like 3 years ago, so about 46, 47, 3-4 years ago, along that line. And my mother passed away shortly after my brother had passed away. In like a year of each other, year and a half of each other. Then I one night just decided I was gonna turn on the telly, learn how to paint, and then I put my own technique to it, which is what I want everybody out there doing. If you're sculpting, make sure you're putting your own technique to your own sculptor. I know it's gotten easier and easier because that paint's gotten in there, and it's easier now to move along. So, now, we're going to take some white paint here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this really tiny fan brush here. Really tiny. And I hope you can see that there. Up to the right here. tiny little fan brush. I love these little tiny fan brushes. Believe me, there is purple on here. And we're gonna make some wispy little clouds out there tonight. We don't want them real big billowy because it's not going to be a stormy night. We want to leave some spaces in between our darks and our lights. The darks and lights contrast together. You don't want to exhaust all your darks and you don't want to exhaust all your lights. And you want to make sure you're not exhausted. So I come down to right about here and then I stop. So I'm going to do this section of the painting. This is how I always do it. And then like I get into here and I'll put a different coat of a different color in here while this is wet. Put that wet on top of that wet. And blend the color on the canvas. But we're going to put some little lights in here. So we're going to put the clouds in. And just want some wispy. Maybe it's not very heavy. Cloudy evening out over here. Very nice. Light. I'm going to draw back and pull back. Get lighter and lighter and pull back. And of course it is white. It is white. These clouds are just kind of like little whisperies. They're just hanging around, you know. We've got nothing brewing in them. No storm brewing. Look at the little tops on them up in here. And yeah, you can kind of think of it as, it looks like a little bit like waves in the sky. Yeah, that's a way to really think about it, actually. Tell yourself a beautiful story. Remember a beautiful memory while you're doing painting. Focus too on what you want to achieve while you're painting. Is it helping you with solitude? Is it helping you? However, whatever. Just do your world and paint your painting. So now we're going to come along here and add a little bit more. Maybe we're just going to streak out a little bit more like that. It'll pull out like that. So we got a layer of cloud in there. And now the cloud's going to go there. Now this cloud's going to go right there. Maybe this cloud's going to shoot back. Part of this cloud number over here. Now we'll rub this out. The sky. There are no mistakes. Remember that. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. So this is what we're getting. We're getting this sequence as you see up in here. This nice little like setting. This is, and now we're going to pull maybe this cloud down all around like that because I kind of like the way that's looking on that video there. And maybe it's just going to kind of poof out. And that's maybe, that's kind of the way it looks up in there. You know, we're going to add a little bit more. We're going to add a few more clouds here. We're going to add some bigger ones here in a minute and buff them up and out. So, moving right along in here. We got a really cloud bank all along here with the fog. And the reason it's there is because there's a wind mass behind there. We're gonna kind of expose that here in a little bit. This cloud just kind of, we're not just secret. We're not just cloud. You kind of got to work fast at first because it will suck in some of the paint and the canvas. So the canvas is going to pick up what on the paint what it wants to. And that's it. And so now you can finger paint here. we're going to make a really small moon. If you know anything about the night sky, the moon starts to get big, and in the early morning hours it turns really tiny as it travels across the sky. Now this is going to become our lightest area. So we put a tiny moon right here. Finger painted it on. We're not going to make the moon any bigger than that. We're going to take our 2-inch brush here, that 30 brush. Now Bob Ross would told you, oh, beat the hell out of that, get it all nice and clean, I wipe it clean a little bit with paper towels, and then I just continue to use it. It doesn't matter, it's got that purple color in there, because I can add more white. Remember, it's still a base color. So, in order to get our moon effect, because this is going to tell us now this is early morning here. Put more clouds in. I love using black canvases. If you take the color real nice, like I said, you'll find ways to do your own style. Don't worry, don't copy my style. Copy what I'm doing. Techniques you can use, because they're free for everyone. They're there. The techniques are already out there. You do your own painting. Don't copy my painting. Do your painting. Do your song. Write your song. You these artists today that are getting famous, the manufactured ones, good ones will stick around a while. Manufactured ones always end up folding soon enough. We call them fads. Another day, little Gen X buddy gun here. Okay, now we got the moon. So I decided, okay, now since this is our lightest area here, we're going to go in there again on that moon with a little bit more color. We're going to add some white. Like this here. Something like that. Looking groovy in the night sky. So we have all this splotchy area here. So now we can do some clouds up in here. Clouds up in here. Some more clouds up in here. You can choose. Then we can create some rain clouds in if we choose to. We can make them really thick. There's some thick clouds over here. I don't really prefer the thick cloud, but each to their own. I kind of like the thinner. I want to soften this out actually quite a bit up in here. You see we got a planet peeking out at us in here. Alright, that's how my camera runs. Yeah, camera runs. Okay. So we're gonna kind of fluff this up. Just a little bit of green here, around in here. Now, if you want it, whatever you want it to stand out, don't touch with the brush. So say you want the sharp edges to stand out, so on the tops of the clouds. So you just don't touch them with the brush. Come in underneath, do a nice soft wrinkle. Use a couple corners here. Use a couple corners in here. In here. Okay, I'm going to soften this up. I'm going to soften this up right in here. I'm going to soften this up. I'm going to soften it up right in here. Get the light sources over there. Take a look at that across this way. Dissolve a little bit more of this white along here, along in there, maybe this little star over here. And we're going to pause here now, and we're going to take a little break. When I get back to it, we'll do a little bit more of the sky up in here. We'll be back in just a few moments.